Hey guys, the average moviegoer here today, and I love myself nothing more than a good mob movie. So today we are going to be reviewing Goodfellas by Martin Scorsese, by his perspective, true cinema, which, let's be honest, it is, as much as I love Marvel movies. So, Goodfellas is about the rise and fall of this trio of mobsters, and it is absolutely fantastic. And I would recommend it to anyone, even if you don't like mob films. This might get you into gangster films. Let's talk about Ray Liotta. I've got it spelled Ray Liotta. I should probably fix that. But yeah, Ray Liotta is absolutely fantastic in this. One of my favourite aspects to this film is the first act when we see his rise to power, because they're practically kings. They're surrounded by all the food, all the drugs, all the women, all the friends and family that they could possibly need. Like, they do everything together as friends and family. There's a scene where they go to prison and they're literally cooking like 5-star meals, and it is just crazy. And I was watching my dad, who's a former policeman. He was like, "By the way, that's not how actual prisons work." So, and what I love about Ray Liotta is he's this very charming guy, but he's a huge dick at the same time. But basically, he's got this idea of like everyone's boring and all that, and then these he saw these gangsters. And they were like, "Those people are interesting. I want to be like that." Which is what happens with a lot of gangsters. Maybe as children they were brainwashed, they were manipulated into becoming one, and you see him go to jail for the first time and all that kind of stuff. Then you see him as this guy who's got like multiple girlfriends. He's doing a lot of drugs and all that kind of stuff. Because there's a lot of monologuing in the film, and basically, so sometimes you'll see it from his perspective, sometimes you'll see it from her perspective. And that's another thing. I can't remember the wife's name, and I don't know the actress's name, but she did a really good job. You can't have a Martin Scorsese film without a good old fun bit of domestic abuse. But another good thing about this movie is Robert De Niro. Robert De Niro is just a fantastic actor, and we should all know it by now. And he does a good job as Jimmy. And he's kind of like, he's just like the other guys. He's very cold, very ruthless. But these people, they have like some form of common decency. They do horrible stuff for bad reasons, but if you're nice to them, like if you don't get on their bad side, they might treat you well. But if you get on your bad side, you'll get whacked. Which leads me on to Joe Pesci. Joe Pesci is, if you're like me, and if you're used to seeing Joe Pesci as Leo from Lethal Weapon, then this movie will come as a huge shock, because he's just this cold killer. Like, if you say the wrong thing, you are fucked. And he's this little guy, and you're just like, you're not much. Say the wrong thing, you're gonna get whacked. The movie, it moves at a very fast pace, like some Martin Scorsese films, like Wolf of Wall Street, let's say. You've got the fast-moving camera, the tracking shots, you've got the music constantly playing. By the way, this movie has a really good soundtrack. But for some people, it might be a little bit too fast for them to get on board with. But it is a good experience nonetheless, because you feel like you're on cocaine whilst watching this movie because of how fast it is. I've seen some criticisms of this movie where they're like, "Oh, it's too fast and nothing really happens. It's just a bunch of mobsters doing mobster things," which it's a fair argument, but at the same time, it is about these guys who are just so powerful, they're so untouchable that nothing could possibly stop them. And it's about their fall at the same time. And it's a fantastically told film, and I absolutely love this movie. Highly recommend it. I'm going to give this movie a 9 out of 10 because, to be fair, whilst you are watching the movie, you're like, nothing much is really happening, but it is entertaining nonetheless. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time with The Average Moviegoer.